Hey, you schmuck! I hear your boring old Ultimate Gohan from SHF is having a little drip deficiency. Well, I present to you the Ajcustoms Broly Second Coming kit. You got the Gucci leg warmers, the Louis Vuitton belt and wristbands, and the motherfucking Alexander simple black martial arts shoes. Flawless. As far as the aesthetic for the kit, it has nice shading all throughout the belt, the wristbands, and of course the leg warmers, but of course not the shoes because it's black, so why would it have shading? However, you know, on the hanging part of the belt there isn't as much shading, but I'm not tripping over that. As far as putting the accessories on, starting with the feet, the ankles and the feet detached from the legs lickety split, like it's not a difficulty at all, just use a little force and they'll pop right off. However, I'm always going to recommend to y'all to use hot water and things of that nature to make it easy. I don't want y'all breaking y'all fingers. The difficult part with the feet actually comes with the shoe part of the foot, because detaching that portion, like the ankle part from the foot, is actually where it's, you know, most difficult. Now, this can easily be done with some pliers. Now, of course, when you use the pliers, I would suggest don't squeeze too hard or you're going to crush the ankle, of course, so no, be mindful of that. But other than that, with the feet, pretty easy. The most difficult part of this kit to put on by far, I think, is actually the wristbands. Now, what I recommend you do, I'm always going to recommend the hot water method for sure. Dip them wrists in hot water, and then if you can get like a flathead screwdriver, get the wristbands and then slowly try to get under the wristbands, because remember, the wristbands are glued on. These things are not meant to come off, but of course, third party and us as fans will figure out a way to, you know, try to customize these things. So I would say be very patient with that. Don't try to rush it always when it comes to taking your figure out. So I don't know why I didn't mention this before, but another way that's going to make this process more easy is to, of course, take the hands off before you do anything else. I don't know why I didn't mention that, but yeah. Apart, always be very patient. You don't want to ruin your figure. Oh, you thought I was going to actually show you the whole detachment process for the wristbands?
Come on, dude.
And another thing. Now, with all this being said, you're probably wondering, how much does this cost or where can I purchase this? Well, it costs $60. Now, as far as I know, he's not making these anymore, but before we go forward with that aspect of it, I do have a couple of little, I guess, complaints / gripes, but here we go. There was a slight tear on the leg warmer, or one of the leg warmers. Now, it's not a big deal, it's not something that's gonna be like, oh my goodness, I can't believe this happened, but it is something I think is worth noting. Also, the belt piece, I don't put a picture up on the screen. I thought it was gonna be a more flexible material, kind of like how we have the belts from Tamashii Nations. And it is flexible, it's just that I would say the material is a bit more brittle, because one of the pieces snapped off. I ended up gluing it back on, and you know, it was good as new, basically. But if you have this kit, just be mindful of that aspect of flexing it too much. But other than that, these are the little things I wanted to point out for the sake of the review. We'll be right back with Bombastic's final thoughts. Now, something to consider when looking at the price point for this kit is that, you know, initially you're like, $60 for this? That's as much as a figure. Well, the main thing to consider is that Ajcustoms is, as far as I know, this is one person producing all of this. So I understand when you're selling these kits, you're going to want to have to make an overhead, especially if you're not selling a lot of them. You need to make some type of profit for your product. So that could explain the price, very much so. Now the only thing is, you know, having the tear in the leg warmer, even though it's a small tear, not the biggest of deals, and having one of the hanging parts of the belt snap off, not ideal. But I am happy to have it. It was easy. Both are easy fixes. Gluing the part back to the belt, easy enough. A little tear is not a big deal as long as like for me, I don't keep on yanking at it or doing something that's gonna cause it to tear even further. You know? But as I said, I'm not sure that he's still actually making these. Now, Ajcustoms has an Instagram. You can go and check out his Instagram and see what he's coming out with next. And just keep up with him, because he has some cool stuff there. You can ask him if he's producing more, but as far as I know, he's not. This was kind of like a limited run thing, and I just wanted to showcase it because I thought it was pretty cool. I will say not all hope is lost, because my good man, AFM Customs, is planning on doing his own Gohan kits. Now, if you don't know who AFM Customs is, this is the same guy who I've talked about in a couple videos, like in the past, like what, 2 or 3 weeks, where he was coming out with conversion neck pegs. This is the same person. He's coming out with his own Gohan kit. Now, as far as the release date and prices, I believe he's scheduled to drop them in November. As far as the prices, one kit will be $28 and the next kit will be $35. Now, the difference between the two kits is, well, in both kits you'll get, of course, the wristbands, the belt, and of course for the belt you'll get one relaxed piece and one that's windswept. And of course, in the $28 one, you'll get the leg warmer. Now, in the $35 one, you'll get both leg warmers. Now, by both, I mean you'll get both red and white. Now, for the $28 one, you'll have to choose between red and white, which kit you want. With that being said, definitely be on the lookout for that. And overall, I do like this kit a lot. I had a lot of fun with it. I think Gohan looks awesome with it. This is personally one of my favorite keys for Gohan, because I feel like it still harkens on to his Cell Saga outfit, but not quite. It's like Gohan adding his own flair to it. But with that being said, there's been Bombastic Plastic. I'm sorry about the lack of uploads. I had a little slump, so to speak, but I'm getting back into the groove now, and you can expect a whole bunch of reviews because I have so much stuff that I need to review. But with that being said, peace.